Hello and welcome to Citation Needed, the podcast where we choose a subject, read a single article about it on Wikipedia, and pretend we're experts because this is the internet, and that's how it works now. I'm Noah. I'm going to be presiding over this court, though I promise not to do it honorably. And to ensure as much, I've got two men here who put the ale in bailiff, Tom and Eli.
Okay, when it's me, it's definitely a pale ale.
Or a sunburned, sometimes a sunburned ale.
And I'm always pleading insanity.
Oh, there you go. And also joining us tonight, a high-powered attorney and a low-powered one, Cecil and Heath.
What?
Hey. That was great. No resistance at all.
Excellent.
I'm married up.
There you go. And before we get going, I want to remind listeners that if it weren't for our supporters on Patreon, we would sue you. If you'd like to learn how to join their ranks, be sure to stick around to the end of this show. Don't worry, they're there. You're safe. And with that out of the way, tell us, Heath, what person, place, thing, concept, phenomenon, or event will we be talking about today?
The lawsuit that just got filed at the end of September by the QAnon Shaman
Come on.
against the United States of America, Donald Trump, and a long list of other defendants.
All right. So get us started here by reminding us who the QAnon Shaman is.
Yeah. Just in case anyone missed it, the
Hard to
QAnon
miss.
Shaman. Yeah, he's the domestic terrorist who stormed the U.S. Capitol on January 6th,
You're getting sued now.
2021.
Way to go.
Dressed up like a white power themed furry, I think.
Yeah, that's
He had the
accurate.
American flag face paint and the Davy Crockett furry hat thing and buffalo horns.
Yep.
And based on my research using Google Images, he's either yelling or getting ready to fellate at all moments in every picture I saw. And I don't think he doesn't feel like a generous lover to me. So it's probably the first thing. He's just doing a lot of yelling all the time. Well, thanks to that absurd physical appearance, along with his connection to the QAnon movement, he got the title QAnon Shaman.
Does he walk around with his face contorted like that?
Right?
He looks like Ric Flair during a particularly heated interview with Gene Okerlund, right?
The other treason idiots looked at this guy and they were like, well, great. Now nobody's going to take us seriously.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, probably.
Look, I'm just saying, there are even odds that he's just an anti-vaxxer with lockjaw. That's just
that's
true. At
Okay.
least half of that.
All right.
Yeah.
So you might be thinking, hold on, that guy stormed the Capitol to help out Donald Trump. Why would he be suing his favorite now dictator? Well, it turns out Donald Trump was fucking children on Epstein Island. Allegedly. He's allegedly
Thank you for that.
doing
Yeah,
that.
he could have raped those children anywhere.
Exactly. Exactly. Thank you. Good clarification, Noah. People are
Amazing.
alleging that all over the internet.
God.
Could have been anywhere. We have no proof either way because the DOJ, controlled by Donald Trump, won't release all the files. I'm sure when they finally do, after getting forced by Congress, he's going to be perfectly innocent. And this big delay, it was just Donald Trump building the moment dramatically about the suspicion of being a pedophile rapist. But until then, lots of QAnon people are feeling betrayed by the guy who is supposed to be their champion. And that includes Jacob Angeli Chansley, a.k.a. the QAnon Shaman. It's a hyphenated name.
If my name was Angeli Chansley, I also would have gone absolutely fucking nuts.
Pick anything else. So,
imagine how many first dates he went on before he was like, actually, I'm so sorry, I'm going to be a schizophrenic instead. You asked me my name. I started to say Angeli Chansley, and then I thought, you know what? Instead, microchips. I'm afraid of those.
Shaman. You'll need to call me Sir Shaman for the rest of the night. Okay, she's leaving. All right. Yeah, so Jacob went to federal prison for being a treasonous domestic terrorist. But then he got a pardon from Donald Trump. Well, despite that enormous, insane favor, Jacob got mad at Trump this summer about all the Epstein secrecy, and now Jacob is suing the country and the president.
I'm sorry, imagine constantly having to cater to a fan base centered on the fickle whims of costumed, face-painted, shirtless, screaming idiots. And like, instead of being the Philadelphia Eagles, you're the president.
Right, yeah.
Well, any other sport, I get it. Yeah. Especially Philly, though. That was a good example. So, I was looking for something to read the other day, and I thought Jacob might be a fun author. Turns out I was correct. He very
What's
much
his
is.
Goodreads score? What is he? What is he
It
got on
was
Goodreads?
N/A, but we're going to get into it. So I went to the site where the state of Arizona keeps their public court information, and I got a PDF of this lawsuit by the shaman. And we're going to read some excerpts of this beautiful novel together. I'll start with the official form that Jacob filled out to file his case in the Superior Court of Arizona. And credit to Jacob for the first two fill in the blanks. He nailed it. He got his county of residence correct, Maricopa.
Nice. Good for him.
Yeah, 1 for 1. And he wrote his name correctly under name of plaintiff.
Well,
So,
that's a
2 for
tricky
2.
one. There's a hyphen in
Salad.
there and everything.
Exactly.
100 points on the SAT.
Give him a
or
law
whatever they
degree.
say.
Yeah, that's 400 points. Eli, it's 400 on the SATs that he already has correct.
Nice.
And then it got tricky with blank number 3. For name of defendant, Jacob wrote U.S. This is all in caps. Pretty much everything he writes on this form is all caps. U.S. Federal Gov, Donald Trump, IMF. And I'm pretty sure that's International Monetary Fund. And keep in mind that list of defendants is going to grow during his paperwork.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now, to be clear, if you're filing your own lawsuit and you're not a lawyer, you are as crazy as this
Yes.
guy is. You're just using less caps lock, so you know.
Yeah.
Damn it, Eli! I just asked your mom to help me proofread. Keep your comments to the merits of my maritime arguments to yourself.
Yeah,
please.
fair.
All right, so I've already read summaries of this lawsuit, and that is the only way that I know it was the International Monetary Fund and not the Impossible Mission Force, dude. I don't know how you figured that out.
I was kind of just guessing. You're saying based on what you read, it's that? Okay. Good to know. So that brings us to the section of the form called parties. And this is where Jake decided to sue a bunch more people, like during the form. Somewhere during that first page of the form, he realized his grievances were being caused by a much larger group of sinister actors. So when he got the blank spot for defendants on page 2, he wrote, the U.S. FedGov, the Fed Reserve Bank, the IMF, World Bank, Bank of International Settlements, Donald Trump, X Corp, T-Mobile.
T-Mobile.
Just T-Mobile. That's
Nice.
the only
I
Nice.
agree.
wireless phone company.
I agree.
Because
It's a
fuck
weird
those
thing.
guys.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why.
he's cool
Yeah.
with Verizon. He's
yeah.
cool with Mint Mobile.
I
T-Mobile, fuck those guys.
Yeah, I file a Pelican brief or whatever.
A Pelican brief.
He's not done yet. He's not done yet.
John
T-Mobile.
Grisham.
T-Mobile. John Grisham was not mentioned, but good point. Good point. NSA, DARPA, Warner Brothers Studios, and State of Israel. And under additional plaintiffs, he wrote every single American.
Well, except Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Look, I know this is unmedicated psychosis, so asking for details kind of misses the point, but how does he imagine a lawsuit against the state of Israel by every single American
Yes.
would go?
Well, and also, as a party to this legislation, I demand better representation.
Oh, yeah, for
Yes,
sure.
That's
Yeah.
good. Yeah. And Eli, to answer your question, he thinks it's going to go pretty good. I'm going to
Yeah.
get to the amount he's
Yeah, that's
demanding in a second. So there's also a section on the form called applicable law. And we learn about the legal angles that Jake's going to focus on. He'll be referencing Article 1 and Article 3 of the U.S. Constitution, Title 7 of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the Bill of Rights, especially Amendments 1, 2, and 4, and also
Classics.
2 different Supreme Court cases. One of those is Marbury versus Madison, and the other is a freedom of speech case called Neer versus Minnesota, which ruled that prior restraint is unconstitutional. So, yeah, Jake's already channeling Walter Sobchak from The Big Lebowski.
Yep, sure
Great
is.
start.
Sure is.
And according to Jake, again, all caps, injuries I and others have endured at the hands of this government are too numerous to list or delineate on paper.
It's not just this government. Though.
So,
I mean, like, there's an extra
yeah.
government in there.
It's a serious allegation there. Can't even list it on paper. But he was able to write his demand for relief on paper. Jacob is suing for $40 trillion.
Okay, guys, I know that sounds like a lot, But since we are all part of the lawsuit as well, that's only like $116,000 per American.
Well,
we
that's
can
it
get
before
the
you
money together.
knock Donald Trump out. Yeah.
So $40 trillion. And then after that,
But like a
also-
third of that goes to the lawyers, you know.
That's
and
true.
it's all
Yeah,
a
signed
lot of
off.
lawyers'
right,
fees.
yeah.
So you're only end of the day, you're getting like 20 and change max of that trillions. Yeah.
Then you got my taxes. It's not even worth doing. It's not even worth doing.
Right. So after $40 trillion, Jake also added, and this is exact quote, plus, he didn't let him finish.
Ooh.
Plus, all of the money and gold in the IMF, World Bank, and Bank of International Settlements.
Okay, well, now he's just being unreasonable.
I was really starting to worry that the man wearing a fur hat and animal horns wasn't being serious.
I was feeling the same way.
You can have it all. We just get to stack it on you. How's that?
Okay, so you guys are probably wondering how that 40 trillion is going to break down, right? Don't worry, Jacob explained it. Aside from what Tom said about the lawyers and everything, Jake's given the 40 trillion the breakdown here. Quote, 38 trillion for the US to void all illusions of US debt and return the USA to surplus. 1 trillion to rebuild America's infrastructure.
Nice of him.
Magnanimous.
Giving back.
Infrastructure
Giving
week.
back.
Yeah.
Way to go.
And 1 trillion for my personal, emotional, mental, and spiritual torture.
Give it back a little bit. I'm glad he's putting a little something in there for himself.
Yeah,
though.
nice.
Look, I don't know about you guys, but my personal, emotional, mental, and spiritual torture is fixable by way less than $1 trillion.
kidding.
Like,
Oh.
so much.
Yeah, I
One
gotta
one
know.
thousandth
Not a
of that
trillion.
even.
Can I underbid this guy?
U.S. goes to the bank. I'd like to take out a $40 trillion loan so I could pay myself back $38 trillion to pay down that loan.
Okay, Cecil, your plan's better than the one he's going to land on.
It is. It is.
And
Yeah.
I think it's the plan of our actual U.S. economy. So please be careful.
Awkward.
And right below the breakdown of the $40 trillion in the same section, Jacob also added another big banking demand. But when he thought of this one, all of the 40 trillion was already allocated and he wrote it in pen. So this part, it's just happening because he said so. Quote, all global debt will be forgiven from all central banks around the world and we will have a true global reset.
He scrawled underneath that, I am Tyler Durden, right underneath it.
This is really like a good news, bad news kind of deal. Like, good news is everyone's debts get erased. So, you know, obviously, yay.
Sure.
Bad news is the entire global financial system will simultaneously collapse. And it's, you know, it's the road now. But you don't have to make your Discover card payment. So I don't know.
Yeah.
And that guy could easily eat his hat. So I feel like he's ahead of the game.
Yeah.
He's ahead of the game.
So if you got a lot on your Discover and a cool truck, yeah, you're probably going to go. It's probably good for you. Yeah.
And the QAnon Shaman has both of those things, I promise.
So one other piece of context as we get into this lawsuit, the complaint is going to be referring to different exhibits of evidence. This is from Jacob. Nobody can see those yet, but they do exist, he assures us, according to the section for Statement of Facts and Breach. Quote, due to the fact that I have over 10,000 exhibits, I've placed all exhibits on a Google Drive until discovery, end quote. And he wrote out the full URL to that Google Drive. It goes to nothing. That's not a real URL to a
Sorry,
Google Drive.
that's // Ah, fuck.
I just gave up.
Okay, I will represent the IMF pro bono to get a look at that fucking Google Drive.
All right, well, that brings us to the initial complaint of the lawsuit. I'll let the attorney for the QAnon Shaman explain it. That attorney is named the QAnon Shaman. He's representing himself, just in case that wasn't clear from the filing paperwork. And that's how you get the complaint of 8,694 words with the entire thing written as one single paragraph. I've curated a selection of highlights for us, but if you're worried about losing Jacob's most nuanced points, stop doing that. You're going to be fucking fine. So here it is, starting at the top. Jacob begins, the more you read, the more sense it all makes. The more you see, the more your heart breaks.
That feels like a Taylor Swift lyric, and if it gets him $40 trillion, then it probably is actually a Taylor Swift lyric.
Yeah, see, so I actually just bought this lawsuit on 3 different colors of vinyl while you were
nice.
Nice.
talking.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to say up front, that's a lie, right? It will not make the more sense the more you read. So.
Yeah, 100% right.
Oh, boy.
Caveat.
He's already lying. Yeah. And after that beautiful rhyming opener to his lawsuit for $40 trillion that contains a lie, Jacob explains.
And didn't have a rhyming opener for our lawsuit, which is a bunch of legal shit
Jacob did.
that I had to sign.
So from there, Jacob explains how the U.S. government is fully aware they've been illegal since 1803.
Oh, no.
Writing, quote, U.S. government knows that according to Marbury versus Madison, all laws which are repugnant to the Constitution are null and void. However, that has not stopped them from continuing to operate a clearly unconstitutional system while they target American citizens to do it.
I am a traveler. I am not being detained right now. Not.
For what crime? For what crime? For what crime?
And just to be clear, domestic terrorism in his case. Just to be clear,
Yep.
It was a pretty clear crime. The main point of that ruling, by the way, in Marbury versus Madison, was that the Supreme Court can declare laws unconstitutional. Judicial review was established. Their job, basically. Nothing about white terrorist shamans declaring things unconstitutional. Also, the Superior Court of Arizona in Maricopa County is not the Supreme Court of the United States. So
Interesting.
So that was nothing. From there, Jacob decided to trigger me personally while we're still on the very first page. Quote, the Federal Reserve Act of 1913 is an unconstitutional law that is currently affecting the heartbeat of our nation's economy.
Hey, for what it's worth, nailed the correct use of effect there. I wouldn't have expected it.
He did.
He did.
He really did. If we examine the pattern of large financial peaks followed by large economic crashes that seem to have been engineered since the Federal Reserve Act's passing in 1913, the pattern becomes obviously nefarious. The owners of the Federal Reserve have been treating the American economy like a rigged casino or a government-mandated, here it is, Ponzi scheme.
Oh, yeah, we do it.
I like the idea that you were with him until then.
Listen, I get excited. He rhymed.
I'm going to give everybody just like one guess who he thinks owns the Federal Reserve. It's the Jews. The answer is always the Jews.
It's the Jews.
He'll get there.
But think about it, guys. Why else would every peak be followed by a trough?
Okay, seriously though, that is part of the argument.
It is his argument.
See these troughs, right? Interesting. Yeah,
Why is it
that's
never
really
two
what
in a
he's
row?
saying. Yeah. So, yeah, after the shirtless guy with the horns explained monetary policy and central banking, Jacob actually did make a few decent points. Barely.
Hey,
but
man,
he did.
you okay?
Okay, look, I'm being super generous here after wading through.
citation needed
Let-
to say about
I'm
the crazy
trying to,
man.
I'm trying to just, I'm trying to be intellectually honest. I waded through this giant pile of nonsense. I pulled out some nuggets of truth on his behalf.
We
Just
were going to be
fair.
Mormons together, and you went this version of crazy?
I'm setting up our legitimacy even more. So he criticized our history in the United States of regime change operations. Okay. And he criticized the deregulation of banks that led to the financial crisis of 2008. Okay. And he said the Patriot Act was a bad thing. So fair enough. But then he launches into the story of the U.S. government running a surveillance operation on him personally because he's that dangerous. So went downhill pretty quick. Quote, around the spring of 2008, I spoke live on KFYI, Conservative Talk Radio. In that phone call, I spoke of a disruptive patent technology known as Tesla Coil and its ability to give everyone free energy. I also proposed the notion of burning money to protest the government's printing of money and the creation of inflation. In the intelligence community and the national security world, this single phone call was equivalent to metaphorically blowing up the airwaves with a call to action against the system. I therefore inadvertently created an unexpected national emergency below the surface. I say this because the Fed's debt-based petrodollar is fragile in the presence of such technology.
Yeah, to say a quick fun fact for the shaman here. Paper money only accounts for about 8% of the total actual money
Yeah, right.
that exists. So we'd have to have like a digital bonfire to get it all, you know?
Look at all
And
those,
there's all those coins. You got to melt them.
yeah, right.
It's going to take forever.
Smelting bitcoins in his Bitcoin furnace.
Yeah. Okay, he
Remind me of
very
all those
clearly.
preachers that want to like set fire to Spotify or whatever because they can't do albums anymore. You know, yeah, they can all get it together. It's great.
Yeah, he very clearly heard, conspiracy theorists tell him like they're printing money again, and he's like, "What if we burn it?" Like he actually believes that's what that meant. Yeah.
You son of a bitch. Figured it out.
Okay. He continues. I knew that my stunt on the radio got the government's attention because when they put the segment on KFYI's website, they called the segment Tesla Coil. While this may seem insignificant, when you understand that all radio stations and most of their DJs are part of the intelligence community. Really?
Man, cow disagrees.
I'm going to have trouble reading
Skippy
through
and
a
the
lot of
Blah
this.
are part of the fucking.
Really? Bubba the Love Sponge? Intelligence community?
Okay, well, now that one I believe.
Sorry. Yeah, that was a bad example. That was a bad example.
Stupid.
So,
Made us look like fools.
when you know that all radio stations and most of their DJs are part of the intelligence community, you know that my call made a national impact. Also, when I attempted to replicate the process elsewhere, other radio stations had their doors metaphorically locked.
Yeah, after I shit in the punch bowl, I stopped getting invited to parties. It's probably the Jews. They stole all my invites.
It's the Jews again. It is the Jews again. Yeah.
In addition, I noted that a short time after I pulled that little stunt, the movie The Dark Knight came out. And in that movie, the Joker burned millions of dollars in money
Plagiarism.
and blew up a whole police station with a single well-timed phone call. These seemingly insignificant details will make sense in context as time goes on.
I invented burning money.
They will not.
Seriously, he's putting a pin in that during his $40 trillion lawsuit complaint. Continuing, a short time later, in the spring of 2009, while I was writing America's second Declaration of Independence, the U.S. government illegally hacked my computer to observe the words as I typed them over the course of several hours.
Okay, guys, I know this is a little bit of a long shot, but knowing this guy uses Google Drive, I'm willing to say with like 99% certainty that he did that thing where you open a Google Doc you already have open in another tab and you see your own name.
Yes.
Except he was like, witch fingers, and slammed his laptop shut. That's why I think.
Have to open it up. Oh, they're still there.
Oh,
They're back.
amazing.
They know
Whose
every
cursor
time
is
I
this?
open.
This is someone else's cursor.
It's so extremely likely this would happen. Oh, man. Okay, continuing one more time. If you will examine the evidence presented, Exhibit A, you will see that the words treason, sedition, and violence are used throughout the document. This purposeful linguistic bait was used to lure the government's national security surveillance software into a trap. These trigger words in the document triggered government national security protocols written into the computer software that I was using. And that's why my screen popped up on a government screen somewhere without due process.
Well, fuck. Heath has now copied those very words into our shared Google Doc. So I guess we all need a minute to ready our go bag. So we'll be back after a quick break for some apropos of nothing.
Who's this anonymous narwhal?
Show yourself.
Why
With
do
the
you know
NSA?
everything I'm thinking as I'm thinking it?
Hi, can I help you?
Yeah, I'm here to issue a non-jurisprudence Sosana for all Rocio Bonham, read the parking ticket. My name is a corporation.
Oh, okay. Got it. So you want waste management. Follow me.
Waste management? Isn't that like trash cans and stuff?
Yeah, well, they do that. But they also have a department where insane people in psychosis who clog up the legal system are paired with the public servants who just, who don't want to be there and make everything about government contact terrible. Hey, Doreen, I got another one for you.
Hello?
One fucking second, I'm on my goddamn phone!
You're on your phone at work?
All right, well, looks like you guys are good. I'm going to head out.
Okay, what the fuck do you want?
I'm here to issue a non...
You need to get a fucking form and take a goddamn number!
Which form? Which
I already
number?
fucking told you yes!
No, you did not tell
Going
me.
to fucking lunch!
It's not a.m.
It's 12 o'clock somewhere!
All right, what about Saturday the 23rd at 9:20?
Oh, no way. That's snack time, man.
Wish you still had just one snack time.
Hey, guys. What are you doing?
Yeah, what's with the calendars?
Well, Elon and I were just
I'm also
going
in the
ahead-
sketch. Established. Here I am. I'm also in.
Yeah, Elon and I were just comparing calendars about when we could finally get around to buying life insurance, you know?
Yeah, we want to make sure our family's taken care of, but who has the time?
What's fabric by... Oh, early. Man. Okay, just 1 second.
Well, guys, if you want to take care of your loved ones, but you're short on time, you should try Fabric by Gerber Life.
What's Fabric by Gerber Life?
Come on. I was resetting my stopwatch. Come on.
Fabric by
too
Gerber
slow.
Life is term life insurance that you can get done today. Made for busy parents like you, all online on your schedule, right from your couch. You could be covered in under 10 minutes with no health exam required.
I don't know. No, I think I got insurance through my job. Won't that be enough to cover me?
Well, even if you have life insurance through your employer, it may not be enough for protection for your family, and it may not follow you if you leave that job. Fabric has flexible, high-quality policies that fit your family and your budget, like $1 million in coverage for less than $1 a day.
That sounds great.
It is. Join the thousands of parents who trust Fabric to help protect their family. Apply today in just minutes at meetfabric.com/citation. That's meetfabric.com/citation. MEET fabric.com/citation. Policies issued by Western Southern Life Assurance Company, not available in certain states. Prices subject to underwriting and health questions.
All right, Noah. Thanks.
Hey, would you want another ad after this? Are we?
Yeah, man, you're like dripping with sweat.
Because winning means something, Tom.
Tom, you're going to run us out of minutes.
No, you are.
Hey, guys. What you doing?
Well, Tom and I were just figuring out who gets to text their wife goodnight.
Yeah, and thanks to Big Cell Phone, our wireless
No,
bill
wait.
is...
Stop. I'm fighting over the phone. Just give me a second.
Dude, what are you doing?
I have to be doing the shenanigans to get the point for Mint Mobile.
What's
I have to be like in
Minute
it.
Mobile?
No, that doesn't
You
count.
t- you
Come
asked.
on.
You
100%
It's
count.
Damn it,
Yeah.
Cecil.
Pass off.
At Mint Mobile, their favorite word is no. No contracts, no monthly bills, no overages, no hidden fees, no BS. That's why I said yes to making the switch and getting premium wireless for $15 a month.
Eli, I need to use one of the time machines.
Heath, I'm in the bathroom.
All
Hurry
plans
up.
come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your own phone number along with all your existing contacts.
But have you
Just
actually?
give me the keys.
Let me wash my hands.
You never wash your hands. What are you talking about?
Have you actually tried it?
I sure have. I switched to Mint Mobile when they became a sponsor. Now I get the same great service for a fraction of the price.
Drive faster.
Jesus. All right, Noah, I'm sold. Where do I sign up?
Ready to say yes to saying no? Make the switch at mintmobile.com/citation. That's mintmobile.com/citation. Upfront payment of $45 required, equivalent to $15 a month. Limited time new customer offer for first 3 months only. Speeds may slow above 35 gigabytes on unlimited plan. Taxes and fees extra. See Mint Mobile for details.
Fine. Here.
Finally, thank you.
I feel like the points thing may have gotten away from us a bit.
Yeah, a little bit, man. Yeah.
Yeah. And we're back when we last left off. The man in American face paint wearing buffalo horns during the only insurrection dumber than that one where they refused to leave the birding station was in some sort of a mental health crisis on paper. Heath, take it away.
Didn't we send a bunch of dildos to the birding station?
Yeah, sure
to
did.
fuck with
A lot
them?
of dicks.
That was
A
fun.
lot of
that,
dicks.
yeah, it's very funny.
All right. So now we're going to pull out that pin from earlier about the Dark Knight. Jacob is quite certain that his amazing writing got stolen by at least 2 blockbuster movies, including the highest grossing movie of all time. Quote, I knew the government saw what I wrote in my private computer because the movie Avatar came out a few short months after I wrote these documents.
Oh my God.
This may seem trivial to most.
Sure does, buddy.
However, the proximity of its release to the writing of the Second Declaration of Independence
It's only
and the things
60 days. I mean, that's,
Yeah.
yeah.
and the things I said in the Declaration regarding the Native American tribes and their lands cannot be ignored when the main character's name is a former Marine, branch of the Navy, named Jake. That's my name. I added that. Who was recruited into a super soldier program, end quote. Everything except that thing where I said that's my name is an exact
God.
quote. For context, Jacob was in the Navy. That's it. End of conspiracy.
Yeah, that's it.
He refused to take an anthrax vaccine and he got discharged. His final rank was storekeeper seaman apprentice. Not super soldier or super sailor. for the Navy.
Not even super sailor.
No.
Seaman Apprentice was the reality show with Donald and Epstein, I think.
Fuck. Heath, I really appreciate that in this guy's mind, Avatar, which took 4 years of active production work and was written in the 90s, was influenced months before it's released by the government reading like random Google Drive manifesto.
Oh,
They
guys, we
really
gotta
polished
change
it.
the main character's name.
Somebody call Cameron. Get Cameron on the line.
Total rewrite.
Get
It's gonna
Cameron
take
on the line.
forever.
Yeah.
That thing
Only
was
if
going to
we do-
make no money until they got
God.
Jacob's cool stuff. Yes.
gonna make 7 more of them.
Do a find and replace. Mike for Jake. We got this. It's good.
All right. Well, that brings us to
Wiggett.
to that to that one time when the U.S. government catfished Jacob using his known weakness. That would be the actress Michelle Rodriguez.
No
It's
notes.
only kryptonite.
No
His
notes.
Only kryptonite, indeed. Here's the tale, straight from Jacob. Here's the quote: Avatar's timed release is significant, as is Michelle Rodriguez's presence in the film and her line, "I was hoping for a tactical plan that didn't involve martyrdom." These seemingly insignificant facts are designed to seem insignificant on their face. But if a person were in the loop of what I had written on my computer a few months prior, those details would stand out to a sharp mind.
I feel like they would, Jacob.
I would describe your mind as less sharp and more jagged.
Ooh, yeah.
Jacob continues, we must move forward in time to the autumn of 2017, when I was writing my book, One Mind at a Time, A Deep State of Illusion.
Coming to a bonus episode near you.
Yeah.
Sure the fuck
Hell
is. And the government was watching my computer then as well. When I was about to publish that book, I was contacted on Facebook by who I thought was Michelle Rodriguez, my celebrity crush.
Oh my God.
What truly piqued my belief in a potential connection was the fact that she said my name in one of her live chats with her fans. She has since deleted that video, but
Oh no.
I have more proof of our correspondence. After she said my name in her live chat, I began commenting on her photos with poetry I had written just for her.
Sir,
An exact quote.
sir, this is a lawsuit. Can we talk about lawsuit stuff?
No. Cecil. Way too few lawsuits mention unsolicited love poetry posted to the social media page of celebrity crushes.
It's fair.
This episode better quote at least one sonnet. And Heath, I am expecting rhyming couplets.
Okay,
I gave you that opening. It rhymed.
Eh.
I feel like this guy. So I feel like this is one of those guys where like you can't talk to him about anything for very long before you hear about that time that Michelle Rodriguez said his name during a live stream and then had to immediately block his ass.
Yeah. Is
And
there a
never say
restraining
Jacob
order?
on
Shut
camera
up.
again.
He continues. I then noticed she posted more photos and posted visual images of herself that seemed to be responsive to my poetic comments. So I kept sending her the poetry I had written for her.
Good.
And
Keep it up,
eventually,
buddy.
I received a message request from her on Facebook, and I happily accepted it. I do not have proof of this direct correspondence without accessing Facebook's deleted data. However, I do have multiple eyewitness testimonies who saw the communication taking place in real time.
They saw me. I gave her the opportunity to squeeze the shaman. I gave her that opportunity.
Hey, man, can you confirm that I just got a Facebook response from Michelle Rodriguez? Cool. I said you can't park here.
Jesus Christ.
He continues again. So Michelle and I began a correspondence through direct message on Facebook. And eventually, she gave me her number and we started communicating via text message. Eventually, I discovered it was not Michelle at all, but in fact, the NSA. Then, after I vocalized that I had realized that it wasn't Michelle and was in fact the NSA asked me, "Who gave you permission to write a book?" To which I replied something like, "I thought we lived in a free country, didn't know I needed permission." I was actually kind of flattered that my book had gotten such high-level attention. Compliment of a lifetime. And I was offered the opportunity
This is
to
a
work
lawsuit still,
with
right?
the NSA covertly and help them deal with otherworldly matters that my shamanic beliefs made me a perfect candidate to handle.
Yeah, he got
Oh.
+2 resistance to nature magic.
So there's that. There's that.
You know, I gotta say though, it really is. That was a good question. Like, maybe people should have to get permission to write books. You know, like I don't know. I'm not saying that's a better system, but I'm not sure it's worse either. I just, you know,
The NSA was like, look, you can join us, but you have to pay your own way with gift cards. And all you have to do is send us those gift cards.
You're working at
I'm
the
Michelle,
NSA for
I'm Michelle
exposure.
Rodriguez.
well, I got a text from the NSA that said I could work from
Oh,
home. So
God.
it was awesome.
All you have to do is like send out envelopes every day. Or whatever.
Jacob continues again. However, it seemed that through this correspondence with the NSA, I was also able to maintain a covert connection to Michelle.
I thought it wasn't Michelle. Come on.
Seemed.
Remember
I
your
wanted
own
to
plot.
prove my worth, and I started to send Hollywood scripts that I had written so I could work with Michelle and make money for myself and everyone involved. I
Hold
thought
on. This is still a lawsuit, right?
this is
We are
in
still
the
there.
middle of a
lawsuit.
very
This
Like
is
in
still
the
the same
law.
paragraph, man.
Yeah.
This is the
They
same
haven't even-
paragraph. This is how you
Yep.
get $40 trillion, Tom.
Lawsuit.
Shh, don't interrupt. I thought
The law.
I thought that having an in was all that was necessary in that business. While I was right, I was also wrong. Instead of being
More
given
wrong
a
than
job
right.
as a writer or an actor, my ideas were stolen and I was mocked.
Mhm.
Along the way, I was
Still
inundated.
Aw.
happening, buddy.
I don't want him to get mocked. I don't want the poor guy to get mocked.
He was mocked. Along the way, I was inundated with MK Ultra mind control techniques through my phone,
Huh.
getting calls from DC area codes or personally tailored messages in my social media feed in conjunction with the use of neuro-electromagnetic weapons surveillance.
What?
Yep. All
Sure
of
is a
the
lot of
evidence, all of the evidence for these accusations is in Exhibit D. End quote. Just a reminder, nobody can see any exhibits. There's no exhibits right now.
Are the exhibits in the room with us right now, Jacob?
Look, Keith, I just hope that the exhibit is a picture of his Facebook feed offering up a Michelle Rodriguez fan page with an ad below for Jergens lotion. That's all I hope.
All right, so I will admit that most of what I know about MK Ultra is from the episode that Heath did on it, but I don't recall phone calls with a DC area code or social media messages factoring into them all that heavily, right?
No, I don't remember that either. So from there, Jacob explains how even if that whole theory about Michelle Rodriguez and covertly working for the NSA was completely wrong, he did get an email from Donald Trump one time, so QED, it wasn't wrong. Go fuck yourself. Quote, I have evidence that the POTUS himself contacted me after January 6th, 2021, on January 8th of 2021, proven by Exhibit F. This private message from Donald Trump at NSA.gov.
I don't think
is the cherry on the sundae. Sick. That's spelled capitalized as if the day. When it comes to knowing for certain that the government was monitoring me prior to January 6th and tracking my every move accordingly.
Okay,
End
so
quote.
none of you got me anything for my birthday, but I would like to request that I get to watch Noah explain to Jacob why that's the incorrect spelling of Sunday. That's what I want for my birthday this year. That's what I want for my birthday every year.
You know, Heath, for a moment there, I will admit I kind of lost the thread for what this lawsuit was about. And then I remembered that about was the wrong framing here. So
Yeah.
Sure.
There's no thread. Yeah, there's no spoon, there's no thread. So you're probably wondering, though, Tom, you must be wondering if Jacob is into crypto. He is into crypto, and you're probably wondering how that's going. The answer is not great for Jacob anyway. Here's the story from Jacob. I also have proof that the government recently stole my cryptocurrency wallet valued at over $100,000.
Yeah.
I also have a witness to the money being there and having 4 separate crypto wallets in one account, then my password being changed and finding I suddenly have only one crypto wallet and only $200 in Solana coin.
The second time that he's like, don't act like I don't have that hearsay because I do.
And just a side note, the Solana blockchain platform, that's the Solana coin is their native coin. That's the one Donald Trump used for the Trump meme coin and Melania used for the Melania meme coin.
Sure.
So that's what's going on there. And then Jacob adds an amazing detail right after talking about his Solana coin that got stolen. Quote, the same night/early morning that my crypto wallet was stolen, someone once again illegally came into our home and left something in my mother's purse.
What?
Animal, vegetable, or mineral? Well, are we doing a game? Is this a game?
All I want in the world right now is for mother's purse to not be a metaphor for anything.
Okay. Hey, Ma, how come there's condoms in here again? Oh, it must be that darn NSA again, Jacob. It's always coming in here with that.
Okay, but what about the psychotronic weapons and the Freemasons?
I was going to ask.
Yeah, I was
Noah
there too.
and Tom were both curious about. Great question, both of you. Jacob continues. Whoever and whatever is in charge of the malevolent use of these psychotronic weapons in our government or in the Masonic lodges are the ones that are running the country. For it is they that are the invisible gun at my head. I have reason to believe that it may actually be an artificial intelligence defense system designed to implement MK Ultra style mind control protocols on targeted individuals using psychotronic weapons, which could very well mean the national security state is being controlled by artificial intelligence, not by elected officials.
I mean, at this point, I'm open to it, right? Can we at least all open our hearts?
This was maybe a good point here.
At least intelligence would be involved in some way. So that would help.
All right, this is how you get tariffs on penguins. Okay. This right here.
Okay, but how is all of that proven by the COVID pandemic? Another great question by, I'm assuming all of you just didn't say it out loud. According to Jacob, if we examine my allegations alongside the way that a US/Chinese man-made virus and mRNA gene therapy bioweapon was deployed by the U.S. military and forced on the American people during COVID-19 lockdowns, we see that the government is willing to affect our freedom to assemble, which is a clear violation of our First Amendment right to peacefully assemble. Then he cites more exhibits that again, we can't see, and he continues, there is black and white ink on paper proof that non-DoD government agencies and the DoD knowingly participated in these crimes against humanity when they pushed the COVID-19 mRNA gene therapy that was in fact a bioweapon made by DARPA to be used on the unsuspecting public as a vaccine.
I have not read a more succinctly written op-ed for the funding of universal mental health care than this.
Yeah. So from there, Jacob gives us a pretty extensive description of the U.S. government being in league with nefarious entities like the Italian mafia, the Jewish mafia, Swedish
Mafia?
royalty.
Oh, okay.
There was a big section on Swedish royalty. And of course, the evil cabal of international bankers.
I feel like that's an awkward table, right? You got criminals and lizard Jews and some blonde people with largely honorary titles. No, I don't think they're.
I read enough David Icke to know that saying evil cabal of international bankers and Jewish mafia is just weirdly redundant.
Yeah. Somebody set the stopwatch for Rothschild. Well, it'll get there. Get there. So the basic idea, the U.S. government is controlled by the Illuminati, and that's illegal. Now, will that be leading to a grand proclamation from Jacob? Yes, it will. He continues, I hereby declare total independence from this foreign power's corrupted financial system. In doing so, I've used the corrupted legal system's own weight and corruption as the legal weapon for its demise and self-destruction.
So if you think about it, I just did jujitsu with my brain.
So very clearly, this guy's doing BJJ, and he was like, I'm going to do BJJ in my lawsuit. This is perfect. He continues, with this legal action, I also hereby make myself the first legal president of the new constitutional republic of the United States of America.
Sure.
Copy and paste this as a status to protect yourself.
I'm actually good with Facebook taking ownership of all of my photos at midnight. See, so they're mostly of my cats. I have plenty.
Hey, Heath, what about Jacob's first presidential act?
First presidential act? Such a good question, Cecil. Thank you.
Beat
You're
me
probably
to it.
wondering, is it a super cool, smart move? Informed by Jacob's nuanced understanding of macroeconomics and monetary policy and international relations? Well, you decide. Here it is. Quote, as my first presidential act, I'm ordering the Federal Reserve to mint a single 1 ounce gold coin and set its value at $40 trillion and pay off the debt, giving that $40 trillion coin to me. 38 trillion will sit in the new U.S. Treasury. 1 trillion will be given to me for my year's worth of pain and suffering. The other 1 trillion will go toward creating a new civilization based on symbiosis
a whole new
between
one.
humanity and nature in the new United States of America.
I want to hear how Jacob plans to symbiosis humanity and nature. I know it's a weird takeaway from that, but I want to know what he's going to do.
It's just very awkward trying to get someone to make change for that coin. Like, hey, buddy. Hey, man. Can you break $40 trillion?
That's it. I only need 2 trillion back, though. I only need 2 trillion back.
Also, wasn't he supposed to do $1 million for or $1 trillion for infrastructure week?
Well, that's
This
the
is
symbiosis.
this is the symbiosis, bro.
Symbiosis between humanity and nature. That's
Creating a new civilization
infrastructure.
is a lot of infrastructure. So much
If you
infrastructure
think
goes into
about
that.
it, like a quarter is bigger than a dime, right? And a dollar is bigger than a quarter. So, like, imagine if it scales up, just size-wise, how big the $40 trillion
You would climb it to the moon.
We're going to stack it on top of him again, like Cecil said before. Yeah. So now you're probably wondering, Cecil, what are you wondering about?
Maybe where's the new capital city?
Great question. Great question. And I'm assuming you must be wondering about.
Does it have ley lines?
Yeah. Okay.
Because that was my question. I wanted to know
don't
the
worry.
answer to.
Jacob explains answers to both those questions. I am hereby assuming command of the country. You already said that, bud. You already said hereby doing that. You're the president. He said that twice, though. Okay. So that's official. He continues, Phoenix, Arizona, to answer your question, Cecil, will befittingly become the new capital of the new constitutional republic of the United States of America, as its capital ground is built, to answer your question, Tom, on ley lines.
I mean, plus they can't bomb us if the capital city's already on fire, right? So that's an advantage too.
I hope they put the entire White House on a trailer and drive it out there, like one big fucking trailer.
With the ballroom.
Yeah.
I'm
On another trailer.
Like a second truck that's got to drive right
God.
next to it the whole time. They got to match
Amazing.
speed. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what ley lines are. They're like invisible
it's like-
energy lines of the
yeah,
something,
it's like
something. Go
magic.
fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Because it turns out that if you take 2 points and you draw a line between them, it's a straight line. That's the
It's like
Shit.
Reiki for the earth.
Yeah.
yes.
That's like how there's like peak and then valley like every
Yeah.
time. That's crazy. Okay, well, from there we get step 2 of his new administration. Quote, as my second presidential act, I am offering all nations who wish to defect from their own Rothschild-owned, sick, it's actually Rothschild, it's fine, central banking system, the opportunity to join the new constitutional republic of the United States of America and use the loophole I have created to escape economic slavery.
Yeah, okay, I really want Luxembourg to take him up on this.
Yeah.
You show up.
I want to see the UN equivalent of that freak out scene in Jerry Maguire, right? With just him and Luxembourg walking out.
Who's coming with me? Luxembourg, thank you. Luxembourg. Anybody else? Fuck. Did Canada? Did you raise your? Nope. Okay. Okay. Whatever. So here's the big finale from Jacob and his again $40 trillion
We speak the
lawsuit.
most. Shut up, Luxembourg. God damn it.
Here's the finale. I have taken the seemingly infinite steps
It's like 6.
necessary.
Counted them on the podcast.
Yeah, right. I don't know why that would seem infinite, like we're reading it. He's taken the seemingly infinite steps necessary to rescue our republic that I spoke of in my Declaration of Independence in 2009, the sequel, and I have arrived at my destination using truth as my sword and shield and peace, freedom, and abundance as my promised land. Kind of got muddled there. Okay. Continuing. All glory to the omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresent Creator God. Happy 250th birthday, United States of America.
Oh, and you thought he forgot our
Happy
birthday.
birthday to you.
Jesus Christ.
And there's just one final sentence to close it out. It says, abracadabra, sator, arepo, tenet, opera, rotas, abracadabra.
Sure. it does.
Exclamation. So at first, I thought he was doing like, I don't know, a counterspell that blocks the Freemasons and their satanic
I think
powers with their evil spell.
It's
But
not
then I
that.
realized he's just doing a palindrome, but he got the palindrome wrong because
Yeah.
abracadabra backwards is arba de carba. But it looks close. So he went for the big palindrome close for 40 trillion and he missed.
Mhm.
Jesus.
So end of lawsuit seriously for $40 trillion.
Man, way to give him something to pick apart in appeals, dude. Fucked up, bro. I'm sorry, did you try to end this with a palindrome? Case
Oh,
dismissed.
nope.
Get it out of
Arba
here.
the Carba, motherfucker. So-
Just making him read it backwards. Arbra.
Oh, he disappears back into his own dimension. All right, so if you had to summarize what you've learned in one sentence, what would it be?
I mean, like N/A, but like, okay, the failed palindrome, it's just so perfectly emblematic of the ineptitude of the entire J6 mob and the QAnon mob and the anti-vaxxer conspiracy mob that I almost think the lawsuit is someone pretending to be the QAnon shaman for satire, but it's not. It's
Oh.
actually
It isn't.
real, sadly.
And are you ready for the quiz?
Let's do the quiz.
All right, Heath. What's the name of Jacob's revolutionary Red Dawn action-packed movie where he overthrows the government and Donald Trump. A. Independence Day.
The adult diaper.
B. Yep. The Bipolar Express.
Yikes.
Or C. In Melania Fire. In Melania
Are you going for
Fire.
In the Line of Fire?
In the Line of Fire is what I was
In
going
the Line of
for.
Fire.
Really?
It's pretty close.
I like
Really?
that
That's-
movie. I
That's
like
where
that
you were
movie. I'm going to
headed
go with
that.
C because I like that 90s
It's
movie.
a good movie. It's a good movie that holds up.
Sure does. Does it?
Okay, Heath.
Nothing does. Michelle Rodriguez didn't even hold up. Fuck.
Okay,
You need to
Heath.
see it.
They say it was a right-wing film that pushed the shaman over the edge, and he hasn't been the same since. What was the name of that movie? A. Only Tim Pool's Rush In. B.
Oh,
Sure.
God. Oh my God.
Russian is spelled like the Russian people. Anyway, B. Bonfire of the Hannitys. C. Drudge Dread. Or D. Alex Jones's Diary.
Oh,
Oh.
Okay. Excellent choices all around. I'm going Bonfire of the Hannitys, though. That sounds
Correct.
so good.
Bonfire of the
That's
Hannitys.
Okay, I just want to remind everyone that where we go one, we go all. So where are we going? A, to get some witch hazel, clean up all that face paint. B, to make friends with the cast of the Doomsday Preppers. It feels
Okay, that's a good one.
necessary now. C, to pick up our copy of What to Expect When Expecting an Economic Collapse. Or D, at a Steak and Shake, they now make everything with beef tallow for health reasons.
Wait, did they seriously?
Yes.
Yes.
yes, yeah.
God
Yep.
damn it.
True thing.
Okay, genuinely though, make friends with Doomsday Preppers. Like, I'm not averse to that entirely for myself in my real life. Is it
come
B?
to my house? It is. We're doing it.
We're already
All right.
friends.
Well, it looks like
Come
you're
on,
3 for
get a bug out
3.
bag.
Heath, you are the winner this week.
All right, Tom. Let's hear from you next week. We'll hang out in the bunker, or we'll get an essay together.
There you go.
All right.
Have some freeze-dried legumes together. All right. Well, for Heath, Tom, Cecil, and Eli, I'm Noah. Thanking you for hanging out with us today. We're going to be back next week, and by then, Tom will be an expert on something else. Between now and then, you can hear more from us on cognitive dissonance, the scathing atheist, the skeptocrat, god-awful movies, dear old dads, D&D minus, the No Rogan experience, and probably more of them I can't keep up. And if you'd like to help keep this show going, you can make a per-episode donation at patreon.com/citationpod. Or leave us a 5-star review everywhere you can. And if you'd like to get in touch with us, check out past episodes, connect with us on social media, or check the show notes, be sure to check out citationpod.com.
And then, when my $1 trillion check comes in, I could probably take you to dinner somewhere nice like Red Lobster.
Red Lobster, huh? You know, you're fucking talking my language.
Damn it! I went forward.
What the fuck is that?
No idea.